Hello, my friends and viewers. This is part 2 of my review of German um, double magazine submachine guns, and thankfully we got thrown into the map, which is quite suitable for submachine gun. I'm going to begin with EMP44, which was intended to become a main Volkssturm submachine gun, but lost the competition to the MP4008. And on the other hand, was also rejected by Wehrmacht because it was considered too crude. And Wehrmacht already had the MP40/1 modification of the iconic MP40 submachine gun, which was had a double feed. It had two Schmeisser type magazines, and just like on EMP44, you could switch between them by cocking the bolt once more after you finished the first magazine, which gave you basically 32 plus 32 rounds. And as I had already mentioned in the part 1, the magazines were interconnected, so by a special clip, so you could detach both of the magazines at the same time if you wanted to quickly reload your weapon. Oh shit, I was 1 second away from a headshot. And that the grenade exploded for some ridiculous reason. M24 potato mashers in the game just suck. Even so, they have around 170 grams of explosive filler. I guess they were filled with something cheap. Because, well, the Italian grenades I used in my Tunis videos, they have 43 grams of filler, and they can kill off entire squads if you are lucky enough, which is just impossible with M24. Oh, a mine. Probably enemy mine. Yes, enemy mine. I guess a bot from my squad had blown itself up. As you can see, you switch between magazines by loading the next round into the chamber. If I recall correctly, it was a sort of a German answer to the Soviet PPSH submachine gun, which, as you know, had a drum magazine, copied, by the way, from the Finnish Suomi submachine gun. It held 71 round, and of course during the many battles on the Eastern Front, there was a strange phenomenon when both sides, soldiers on both sides, thought that their enemy's gun is better. I mean, you can see many historical photos where German troops are armed with PPSH guns, and many photos where Soviet troops are armed with German MP40s. Why it was like that? Well, Germans believed that PPSH is better because of the fire rate and obviously because of magazine capacity, while the Soviet soldiers thought that MP40, and it was actually sort of based in reality. Soviet soldiers thought that the MP40 is much more reliable than the PPSH. And while MP40 wasn't in itself much different mechanically wise from PPSH, its box magazine was much more reliable and less prone to jamming than the drum magazine of the Soviet PPSH. And PPD, by the way, you know, before the PPSH there was a PPD, the Degtyaryov submachine gun, which was based on the, while PPSH was based on the Suomi gun, the PPD was basically a copy of the Suomi gun, and it was ditched because, well, basically it was deemed too expensive by the Soviet government, and PPSH was developed as a sort of a cheaper replacement. Also, PPSH had a higher fire rate, and maybe the Soviet leadership thought that it makes it more effective in close quarter combat or something. I'm not really sure. Oh. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, thankfully it wasn't. I guess it was so basically this is the strong side of these double magazine German guns. Very fast reload between the magazines in the magazine well, which fits two magazines. But well, reload when you run out of both magazines, your reload is slightly slower than on regular submachine gun. My EMP44 somewhat looks like PPS, Soviet, the Soviet submachine gun PPS 43, which was adopted in the 1943 and was basically something like a Volkssturm gun. It wasn't issued by the People's Militia or units like that. I just mean that it was simplified, maximum simplified, and my EMP44 sort of looks like it, except it has a different cartridge, and it has that signature double magazine well. So thankfully some of our allies had built several ammo boxes, and we can... Too bad I was heavily wounded, and while I managed to patch myself up, I still have... I'm a one-shot kill. Even for a pistol-armed enemy, I'm a one-shot kill. So gotta be very, very careful. MP44. Ah, got it. It's the early Sturmgewehrs were called MP43. It's kinda confusing. At first, Germans classified their, well, first in the world assault rifle as an submachine gun. At first, Hitler actually didn't like the idea because he thought that it somehow it's going to make all submachine guns obsolete, and the German army will have to scrap them for some reason. Well, it's hard to reason with Hitler, but eventually Hugo Schmeisser and the German leadership, who were fascinated with the idea of a gun that can replace bolt action carbines, semi-auto rifles and submachine guns, they convinced Hitler that it's a, well, cool idea, and he invented the word Sturmgewehr, which he thought sounds cool. And basically this is how the English language term assault rifle came into life. Well, you saw a bit of MP40/1 action in the first video, and in this video you saw mainly, as you can see, my EMP44. I can't really recall how I got it, but I have it, and other players don't. Thank you for watching, like and subscribe, and please support Ukraine in whatever way you can. Slava Ukraini, and see you later.